From taking packages that don't belong to them to throwing fits over woke culture, it seems some people have forgotten the values of respect and decency we grew up with. These Karens are getting out of control. Karen, Bluetooth paranoia and mail theft combo. Oh, woman, bless her heart. You'd think by this point we'd seen it all, but unfortunately, more crazy people show up every day. This one's not just stealing mail, which, by the way, is a federal crime, but she's also convinced her neighbors are hacking into her Bluetooth. Our Karen is obsessed with the idea that someone's out to ruin her perfect little podcast experience. Mail theft and Bluetooth paranoia? That's a new one. Now, Karen, let me break it down for you. No one cares about your Bluetooth issues. They just want you to stop stealing their mail. Here's a wild idea. Maybe instead of threatening to call the FBI over your tech issues, you should try returning those letters and Amazon packages you're clutching. Honestly, how does someone jump from Bluetooth glitches to stealing mail? That's a leap even Evel Knievel wouldn't dare. Unfortunately, tis Karen isn't the only one like this.
If you're attached to my Bluetooth again, let it go. I'm calling the FBI.
The real conspiracy here isn't your Bluetooth. It's how you've convinced yourself you're the victim. Pro tip, no one is hacking your Bluetooth. They're just tired of you swiping their deliveries. It's time to step away from the mail and step back into reality. You'd think we'd be done with the craziness after that, but nope, there's always more. It seems like every day, a new Karen pops up, and just when you think you've seen it all, here comes the next one. Karen, the shameless crime enthusiast. Meet Karen, but since he's a guy, we have to call him Kevin, our male Karen. Now, Kevin thinks he's a criminal mastermind. Back in the day, if someone tried to steal from their neighbor, it was shameful, a disgrace to their family, their community, and themselves. But here's Kevin, roaming around like he's pulling off the heist of the century, swiping packages off porches like he's running his own personal Amazon. And the worst part? He's doing it in broad daylight where everyone can see him. The camera caught him, no surprise there. But what gets me is this. Kevin's more concerned about not getting caught on camera than he is about not stealing in the first place. Back in the day, the first priority was to not be a crook. What happened to the days when a man's word and his handshake were all that mattered? And honestly, it's just baffling. Like, if you're that paranoid about getting caught, how about not stealing? I am starting to believe that we are watching an episode of America's Dumbest Criminals. While Kevin here likes to think of himself as a mastermind at stealing packages, the next Karen on our list is a deadly combo of both a thief and paranoid. Karen versus the cat, feline feud of the century.
Oh. Open your door.
This one's a classic. Karen's lost it over a neighbor's cat. That's right, a cat. Now, if you're like me, you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Cats wander all the time, but not in Karen's world.
What do you want?
I want to talk to the here.
Let's be real here. It's a cat, not a criminal mastermind. But in Karen's mind, it might as well be Tony Soprano plotting the downfall of her suburban paradise. And because Karen can't handle a little fur, she's ready to launch an all-out war, complete with police involvement and an endless supply of passive-aggressive threats. Lady, it's a cat, not a gang leader.
Why? What happened?
Answer the door.
What happened?
Answer the door.
No, I don't even know who
I'm
you
your
are.
neighbor.
Is something
Yes.
wrong? Well, can you tell me what it is?
Open
You
the
seem
door.
pretty angry. I really don't want to open the door, unless you calm down.
Open the door.
What happened to treating your neighbor, right? This Karen doesn't even have the decency of being patient, let alone being courteous to her neighbor. Karen, this isn't a soap opera, and you're not the victim of some grand feline conspiracy. Get a grip.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Can you just tell me if something went wrong or if
Yes.
something happened? I'm not aware.
There is something wrong.
Made you angry.
Who are you?
Well, can you tell me what?
You're the mother of this house?
I'm the mother of this house.
Great. Well, we've never met, so let's meet. If your cat doesn't stop pissing and eating and biting all of the things at my house when I don't own a cat and you do, I'm going to get the police involved because I am fed up. My son is very allergic to cats. Your cat will not stay out of my yard, my house, my garage. He gets into my house. Keep your cat.
If you're that concerned about a cat in your yard, maybe a couple of allergy pills for your son would do the trick. There's no need to call in SWAT over a tabby. Honestly, the only real crime here is how dramatic Karen's being. From furry friends to holiday packages, it seems nothing is safe from these Karens. And what better time for someone to try their hand at thievery than Christmas, right? Karen's post-stealing Christmas meltdown. Ah, the most wonderful time of the year, unless you're a Karen with sticky fingers. Now, back in the day, Christmas was about giving, not taking. But this lady, she's out here swiping Christmas packages from her neighbor's porch like it's some sort of festive scavenger hunt. But here's the kicker. We live in a world where doorbell cameras exist. So she was caught faster than Santa could say, "Naughty list." What a way to spread holiday cheer, huh? But don't get too comfortable just yet, because our next Karen isn't just unhappy with her neighbor's Christmas spirit. Nope, she's got her sights set on a race car, and boy, does she have something to say about it. Karen hates the neighbor's race car.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you the owner of the orange car at
Yes.
back?
Yeah.
It's
I know it's loud.
really loud.
I know.
Like my windows are out. I don't want it to become a problem. Is it necessary for it to be that loud?
Well, that's how the car is. It's a race car. It's going to be like that every time I go in and out.
Talk about self-importance. What is it with people these days thinking the world revolves around them? This Karen is the perfect example. Her neighbor can't even enjoy his own race car without her throwing a fit. Instead of letting the guy work on his passion, she has the audacity to march over and demand he sell it. Like, seriously?
There's nothing you can do.
No, it's a race car. I'll take it in and out. Like, sell it.
You can't put it somewhere. I mean, like.
No, I drive that car.
Yeah, I
every
don't
day.
want it to be a problem, but
I
you're
know,
not
but
giving me anything, and it's been years.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to drive the car. I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm not going to do it, and then I'm going to do it. I'm going to drive the car. I go to work, and I come back with it. I don't leave it running for hours. I was fixing it right now. Yeah, it's daytime.
I understand that. But
I
I'm
don't
trying
want
to
to
be.
be an asshole and all that, but go over there. I'm going to drive the car. I just bought the car. I'm going to have fun with it. It's my toy.
It's not like the guy's blasting the engine for fun. He's repairing his car, Karen. And what's her logic? It's too loud, so it's gotta go. That's like telling someone to swap their Ferrari for a Prius just because you don't like the sound. It's beyond ridiculous.
I'm going to drive
Well,
my
then
car.
we're going to have other means of intervention here.
I'm
because
trying to
it's
say
really.
I'm going to drive the car
I'm
to
asking
work.
you to be neighborly. And
I'm trying
you're
to.
not giving me anything.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you and say
And now
I'm not leaving the car running. I understand. I'm neighborly. I've never had anybody ring my doorbell. There's nothing I can do. It's not like I can muffle the sound. It's just a straight race car. What do you want me to do? Just tell me. What do you want me to do? Blow up the car? Throw it away?
No.
What do you want me to do with the car?
That's not my problem.
Thank you.
Look, Karen, it's a race car. Noise comes with the territory. You don't buy a sports car expecting it to hum like a sewing machine. How about some earplugs instead of trying to ruin someone else's joy? It's a much easier fix than trying to dictate what your neighbor can or can't own. But wait till you see this next lady. Kevin, the classic package thief.
What?
Oh look, another Kevin. This one's your typical porch pirate caught red-handed. Now, I don't know about you, but back in the day, if you wanted something, you earned it. You didn't just stroll up to your neighbor's porch, snag their Amazon package, and waltz off like nothing happened. But that's exactly what Kevin did. And here's the best part. When Kevin gets called out, does he apologize? Number, does he show even a shred of remorse? Nope. He just stands there like, oops, my bad, with zero shame. I mean, come on, Kevin. If you're going to be a thief, at least try to pretend you care when you get caught. The lack of self-respect is truly something else. In the olden times, if you got caught doing something wrong, you owned up to it. You didn't just stand there like a deer in headlights, shrugging off your bad behavior. And the best part? He didn't even try to come up with a clever excuse, just a blank stare and a, yeah, I did that attitude. At least try to act like a decent human being, Kevin. Speaking of complete insanity, check out this next Karen on the loose. Karen demands privacy while committing crime.
Where's your doorbell? Because seriously, if not, I'm gonna have to start slamming on the door. I'm not okay with that. No, you know what? I'm not okay. I'm not okay with that.
Well, isn't this something? This Karen has reached a whole new level of absurdity. She's caught red-handed committing a crime, and instead of owning up to it, she loses her mind over being filmed by the neighbor's doorbell camera. Imagine that, stealing and then demanding privacy. Karen, sweetheart, let's get something straight. When you're trespassing and taking what isn't yours, any right to privacy goes right out the window. You've got to laugh at the nerve of these people. They always act like the rules don't apply to them. She's standing there, rattling on about her rights, like she's starring in one of those old courtroom dramas. Meanwhile, the camera's just doing its job. Here's a simple solution, Karen. If you don't want to be caught on camera, maybe don't go around stealing in the first place. It's really not that hard to figure out. Karen versus sprinkler, water wars.
Oh, hi, sorry to bother you, but your sprinkler out front is broken and its water is spewing out. So you either need to tell the property owner or I will unfortunately have to report you to the water district for misuse of water. So I just wanted to let you know about your sprinkler.
Okay.
And now we have a Karen who's self-appointed herself as the guardian of water conservation. This time, she's on a crusade against her neighbor's broken sprinkler. Now, back in our day, if someone's sprinkler was broken, we'd knock on the door and kindly let them know. But not Karen. Oh no. She's ready to bang on doors, wag her finger, and lecture people like she's single-handedly saving the planet. What a hero. But wait till you see this next Karen. Karen pretends to be a government official.
Who are you? Investigator from the California State Board of Equalization.
Okay, so who are you looking for?
Do you own this property? Are you the owner?
Are you looking for?
I'm looking for the owner of the property.
Oh, this one is just priceless. You can't make this stuff up. Here comes Karen, acting like she's waltzed right out of some 1970s police drama, all high and mighty, claiming to be a tax fraud investigator. Yes, you read that right, a tax fraud investigator. Back in our day, if someone was bold enough to knock on your door claiming to be the law, they better have a badge, or at least a suit that fits. But this Karen, nah, she's showing up like she just rolled out of bed, ready to investigate some imaginary tax evasion case. And what's her solution? Threaten to evict her neighbors. Because of course, Karen, evictions are handled by random women pretending to be from the government, right?
Well, then I'm pretty sure if you're the tax fraud investigator for the state of California that you'll know how to find a property owner.
Well, if you're not the tenant on the lease, then I'm going to have the police out here and have you removed in 2 days.
Now, here's where it gets even juicier. The neighbor calls her bluff, straight up tells her she's full of it. And what does Karen do? Does she apologize? Does she slink away in shame like a normal person would when they're caught in a lie? Nope. Karen doubles down and goes full Karen on them. Out come the threats to call the police. I mean, sure, Karen, the police totally handle tax fraud cases on your behalf. I bet they're just sitting by the phone, waiting for you to give them a call.
You understand?
You're funny.
Are you laughing at me?
You look like you're on drugs.
Unless you okay? Looks like you're on drugs.
Well, you're being recorded,
so
that you're representing.
It doesn't matter.
You will be recorded. So you're.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
We'll see what the police say.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're. Well, this house looks like it's got issues.
You look like you have issues.
And there's no.
Some bitch.
Okay. Oh, some bitch at your door. You got squatters here at this property, and I'm going to prove to the police that you don't own it. Okay.
You're a squatter. You're on my property. Get off of it.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to have you removed from this property in 2 seconds, and I've got your phone number out here and your son's card, and I'm going to make sure that he's doing no construction without a license.
Handle your business, bitch.
Handle your business, because this house looks like shit.
You look like shit. Go take a shower.
Karen, let me tell you, the only thing fraudulent here is your sense of authority. You're out here playing dress up. Except the costume's missing, and I'm pretty sure flip-flops and that attitude don't exactly scream government official. Did she really think she'd throw around some buzzwords like tax fraud and scare her neighbors into packing up and moving out? Karen, honey, no one's buying it. If you're going to impersonate someone from the government, at least pick a department that makes sense. You're fooling absolutely no one.
You got spider webs in your lawn.
You had spider webs in your car.
You know what? Go back to doing your drugs and squat on houses that you can't afford, lady, because you're going to be gone.
Pro tip. If you're going to pretend to be a government official, at least do your homework. Learn which department does what. I'm telling you, back in the day, if you didn't know your stuff, you'd be laughed right off someone's porch, and deservedly so. Karen's insane reaction to a neighbor's doorbell.
We're stuck where we are. No more.
Shut up.
Castaway.
Now, this next one, it's a real doozy. Karen is losing her mind over a doorbell camera. Yep, a neighbor has the audacity to install a doorbell with a camera, and that's enough to send Karen into a full-on meltdown. And what's the best part? Oh, the entire freakout is being caught on the very camera she's trying to destroy. You can't make this stuff up. The irony is so thick. It's like Karen's in a slapstick comedy, except she doesn't realize she's the punchline. Karen, sweetheart, if you're mad about being filmed, maybe don't try to destroy the camera while being filmed. That's like robbing a bank and then throwing a tantrum about being caught on security footage. Do you think slamming the doorbell camera is going to magically make it stop recording? Newsflash. That's not how technology works, Karen, but I guess she missed that memo. DoorDash Karen, the entitled tipper.
You can leave it, thank you. You can leave it.
No, I could speak to you, actually.
I'm sorry?
I need to speak to you. I don't think you realize where they're coming from, so I need to speak to you.
Where what's coming from?
where the food you ordered is coming from. I don't think you realize the distance that it's come from, because then you would never actually have given what you gave. So I think you can come and see me face to face. Because I drove 40 minutes, and it was extremely far, and I got it to you early. So I don't think you realize where you ordered from.
Oh boy, now we've got DoorDash Karen. She's not just your average Karen. No, this one's got a real gripe. After driving a whopping 12.5 miles to deliver food, which she chose to do, mind you, she decides the tip she received isn't up to her standards. Now, back in our day, you were grateful for any tip at all. But Karen? She's marching up to the door, demanding a face-to-face showdown with the homeowner, because apparently the only way to right this grave injustice is to discuss it like she's brokering peace in the Middle East.
I don't understand.
Well, I think
from where?
from the restaurant that you ordered from. Do you realize how far it is? Do you realize you ordered from Colmac and you're in Smithtown?
Karen, honey, nobody forced you to drive for DoorDash. If you didn't want to take the job, that's on you. Complaining about a tip and trying to shame the person who gave it to you, that's not just rude, it's wildly entitled. You agreed to deliver the food, you got paid, and you even got a tip. What more do you want? A standing ovation. Maybe instead of causing a scene over a couple of extra bucks, you could, I don't know, find a different job if you're that unhappy.
It's a 15-20-minute drive.
It's not. You need to try to drive it. I just drove it. It's 40 minutes. It's 12 and a half miles. So I don't think you realize how far it is.
So
but
what did you accept the pickup if you think it's that far?
They don't let us know how far. So I think you need to adjust your tip to make it right.
How much is the tip?
You gave an $8 tip.
What the hell are you looking for? I gave an $8.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the food back. Okay.
Okay. Is she kidding?
Just a thought. The fact that Karen thinks this behavior is acceptable is absolutely mind-blowing. Look, nobody owes you more than what they're comfortable giving. Karen, maybe you should just deliver the food, pocket the tip, and move on with your life like the rest of us do. Karen, ring camera. Rival.
So we slammed door in her face. Her husband threatened to kill our cat and shoot our dog.
Well now, this Karen takes the cake. She sees her neighbor has a doorbell camera, and instead of minding her own business, she decides she needs one too. It's like she's turned this into some kind of backyard Cold War, thinking if her neighbor's got a camera, she better have one too. I mean, really, what's the point of that? It's not like she's in some high-stakes spy movie. Here's the thing, Karen. You can set up a dozen cameras if it makes you feel better, but that's not going to stop you from looking suspicious. In fact, it's just going to record even more of your nonsense. You're not outsmarting anyone. You're just giving us more footage to laugh at. Go ahead, build your little camera kingdom, but you'll still get caught if you keep up with these shady antics. It's as simple as that. Kevin, I was just joking.
Open up, please. Just for a sec.
Can we help you?
Yeah, you can.
What's that?
Huh? Your dad. It's that mama song. Ufasa.
Oh, Kevin. Classic Kevin. He's the guy in the neighborhood who thinks that saying, "I was just joking," magically makes everything okay. Caught red-handed messing with his neighbor's property. And what's his excuse? Oh, it was just a joke. Yeah, sure it was, Kevin. Because apparently, trespassing and fiddling with other people's stuff is hilarious now. Back in our day, you didn't mess with someone else's property. That was a surefire way to lose your good standing in the neighborhood.
Hurry. It's from Mufasa. 2. Who's this?
I'm the owner. You need we need you to leave, please.
Oh no, absolutely not. I own this house.
You do not own this house.
Yes, I do. But you can have it. And a lot more.
Kevin, let me spell it out for you. I was just joking doesn't magically erase the fact that you're being a terrible neighbor. That's like robbing a bank and saying, just kidding, on your way out the door. The damage is done, pal. Instead of goofing around with other people's things, maybe try being a decent human being for once. Just a thought.
I'm filthy rich.
You have to leave or we'll call the cops.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm going to call him then.
Say that again, Logan.
Zach, just stay right there. I'm going to call the cops and have them come then.
Okay, hurry up. Oh my gosh. You better hurry up. Rashana. Huh? Hi. Who am I speaking with?
At the end of the day, no one finds it funny when their stuff gets tampered with, even if you claim it's all in good fun. If you're bored, find a hobby that doesn't involve bothering your neighbors. Or better yet, leave other people's things alone altogether. It's not that hard, Kevin. Kevin tampering with doorbell cameras.
Cam UK.
Here we go again with Kevin. This guy just cannot handle the fact that his neighbor has a doorbell camera, so what does he do? Oh, he decides the best course of action is to tamper with it. That's right. This genius thought messing with a camera designed to catch people was the ultimate solution to his privacy concerns. The irony here is almost too much to handle. It's like watching someone try to fix a hole in their boat by drilling another one. Kevin, buddy, the doorbell camera is not your enemy. You are your own worst enemy when you start tinkering with something that's just doing its job. The camera isn't out to get you, unless, of course, you're up to no good. Instead of getting mad at the technology, maybe take a long, hard look in the mirror and ask yourself why you're so pressed about being filmed. Here's a tip. If you don't want to be caught on camera, maybe don't act like a weirdo. Problem solved. Karen attempts identity fraud at the door. Now, if there's one thing Karens love, it's playing pretend. And this one, she's gone full-on con artist. Karen shows up at her neighbor's door, claiming to be from the State Board of Equalization. Really, Karen? That's the best fake title you could come up with? I mean, if you're going to go for it, at least pick something that sounds plausible. Karen, nobody's buying this act. Just because you're doing something silly and hiding your face doesn't mean anyone's fooled. You're like someone who took a crash course in YouTube intimidation tactics, but you forgot the part where it's supposed to make sense. The reality is, nobody's getting evicted because you decided to play pretend for the day. It's time to hang up the act, Karen. So, what are your thoughts on these Karens and Kevins? Let us know in the comments below.